Good morning, subscribers, and welcome back. Today I'm going to take a little look at costs, and this is something that I've been looking at with my sixth form students as we've been working through some past papers in order to prepare for the forthcoming and upcoming exams. And I just thought that having had a little look at a multiple choice question on costs, I thought I would just put together a little video with regard to costs, total costs, average costs, and so on. So very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you know the equations for calculating costs, be that total costs, total fixed costs or total variable costs. It's unlikely that you will get a big essay question, obviously, purely on the basis of costs. Obviously, you need to know your cost curves to do your market structures diagrams. However, you may encounter one or two questions which ask you to manipulate your knowledge of the various equations here in order to work out the answer to a multiple choice question. And so that's why it's important to know the various equations. So, very simple, and this is not very difficult mathematics, this is relatively straightforward stuff. So you'll all be aware, I'm sure, that total cost is equal to the total fixed cost plus the total variable cost, and here we can see the equation TC equals TFC plus TVC, and from that you can then work out the average cost, which generally speaking on a multiple choice question might be something that you'll be asked to do. So you know that average total, you simply take the total divided by the number of units of output, average fixed, total divided by output, and average variable, total divided by output. And those of you who have maybe looked at the law of diminishing returns, see my video on that, you will know that you can then plot those curves and they're U-shaped like this, with the exception obviously of the fixed cost curve, AFC. The average cost curves are U-shaped, ATC, AVC and AFC, and you can use those equations in order to calculate that. And if you're asked in an exam to calculate average total cost, then this is your equation. Average total is equal to average fixed plus average variable. So the type of question that you might encounter in a multiple choice question is one such as this. So this is from, I think it's the 2017 AS paper, question 12 I think it is. Question 12. And in that particular question you're presented with this data, so number of units of output, the total costs, and you're also told in a statement above the data that the total fixed costs are 100,000. And then you're presented obviously with four statements and you have to choose which one of those statements is correct. Now the statement which is correct in this particular instance is, I think, final statement part D, and the statement it says this, it says that at 30,000 units of output the total variable costs must be equal to £450,000. And so in order to work out the answer to this, we're using this first equation here, totals, TC equals TFC plus TVC. And so the way to work through this would obviously be as follows. If you're told that the total fixed costs are 100,000, well that means that they're 100,000 the whole way along, because as you know, total fixed costs, TFC, they remain the same regardless of the level of output. They only drop off on an average because obviously as you increase the number of units of output, you're spreading the total fixed costs over larger units of output, so the average is falling. But we're told here there's 100,000, so that means that this will be 100,000, this will be 100,000, this will be 100,000. You get the drift? So they're all 100,000. And so that means that TC, TFC accounted for, back to our equations, that's accounted for, and then it's simply a case of working out, okay, so what will the total variable cost be? And obviously you can see here, I'll not work them all through, but you can see here that 100 plus X gives 550,000, and that X therefore is your 450,000. Hence the statement D in that particular question is correct. So that's the sort of thing that you could expect to encounter on a multiple choice question. As I say, you don't need to be Einstein to do this, you just need to be a little bit numerate and you'll be able to handle that with no problemo at all. Okay, hope that's been of some use and see you next time.